I'm not saying that this journal made my lifelong dream come true, but it kind of did. And I've really realized there's 3 reasons why. Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me. I'm Kyra and I like to make videos about productivity, planners, getting things done, trying to keep ourselves on track with all of the things that we tell people we are going to do and that we are supposed to do and that are hard to do, especially if maybe, we might have ADHD. Thank you for joining me. This journal changed my life. What could it be? Please forgive me for my nails. I was a little bit, getting into my new inks that we talked about a video or 2 ago. And there was an incident, an incident, and my hands are purple. Lots of things that I own are purple right now because of the incident. Let's get into it. I hope you can't hear the washing machine. If you've been following along, I have made a lot of life changes in the past year, namely getting a new job and moving to Vancouver. I always wanted to live in Vancouver ever since I was a little kid, but alas, I only ever lived in Manitoba, which is quite different from Vancouver. But now I'm here and I attribute a lot of the success of the plan of moving here and all of the steps to this journal. I would call it a planner, but it's really more of a journal. It is a journal. There were a lot of steps that I had to figure out in order to execute on my dream to move to Vancouver, involving getting a new job, getting a place to live, figuring out all of the logistics of the move and the move of my stuff. It was a lot. It was all a lot, okay? A lot went down. This is the 5-minute journal. And I'm pretty sure this particular colorway is exclusive to Indigo, but don't quote me on that. I'm also going to, spoiler alert, as you can see, it's a little sloppy because the pages that have been used have fallen out. But that's not the important part. That's not the important part. This journal really helped me distill down and execute on my plan to move to Vancouver. Obviously, my Hobonichi weeks was a big part of that as well, just in terms of like the to-do list aspect of it and the calendar aspect of it. But I'm really shocked at what a part this 5-minute journal played in figuring out and making my move happen. So this journal is extremely simple. You open it up in the morning, you get a nice quote that can help you guide your day, which is something I appreciate. Just gives you that little bit of mindfulness in the morning built in. Then you write down, of course, like every morning journal recommendation, 3 things you're grateful for. The intention of this journal is not like, I am grateful that it's sunny. The intention of this journal is that you really get granular. That is one of the main reasons that it actually turned out to help me. After you write down what you're grateful for, what would make today great, those again, they want you to be granular. Really the theme of the 5-minute journal in my mind is granular minutia. What would make today great? Again, those are 3 things. They don't have to be like, I get a new job today. This is why this journal helped me, and I did not realize it at the time. Because you're filling it out every single day, it trained my brain to break things down, which is something I really have trouble doing. Break it down in the day-to-day, almost the mundane. I mean, it's not mundane when I was figuring out like this big life change, but it feels mundane at the time, and you realize and you learn the exponential benefit of the tiny steps. 5-minute journal. Then you have a daily affirmation. Again, I struggle with those so much. Honestly, everything in this template I struggle with, and I guess that's why I need it. It can just be something easy. It can be the same thing every day. It doesn't matter. Write something that can be your affirmation. I am going to have a positive outlook today. I was gonna say I'm not gonna start any fights today. Why did I think that? I've been a little bit in a fighting mood lately. Now this has theoretically, ideally programmed your brain for your day. At the end of the day, you're gonna come back. This is one of the things that I like about this journal the most. It's really it feels deliberate of them that they said highlights of the day, because I have found a lot of planners / journals that I have used that the whole point of reflecting on your day is to go back and see if you accomplished your 3 things that they made you write earlier. And it really gave me a sense of relief and an ability to kind of like grow with this journal, because it says highlights of the day. Sure, they could have literally been the accomplishment of those 3 things that you listed in the morning, but they could also be anything else. You know, you had a fun conversation with someone at work, you were able to go for a walk and do an errand at lunch, and the sun was shining, whatever. I just really love and appreciate the way that they have worded it as highlights of the day, and not given me the pressure and the guilt of whether or not I accomplished the 3 things. What did I learn today? Again, another tough one, but also another opportunity to just granular, distill it down, even if it is the tiniest thing. Truly, this journal, it changed my life. It allowed me to work through the steps I needed to take, and specifically the mindset that I needed to employ to carry out the fairly complicated project of figuring out what needed to happen for me to move to Vancouver. The 5-minute journal helped me change my life because it built a habit for me. It taught me how to have just a little bit of a mindset change, to have the habit of thinking of what's going to happen today that's going to be good. What am I grateful for? Gratitude has been so overused. Every time you open your freaking social media, it's like gratitude this, gratitude that. I have trouble with it, okay? I get cynical and I have trouble with that kind of thing. This journal helped me in a very attainable, small way have little bits of gratitude for the little things, and it built that habit of seeing and working towards the tiny wins that, in my example, turned into the big steps to changing my life. But it doesn't have to be that. Let me stress, this is just for your everyday life. I'm not saying you need to use it to make a big change. The 5-minute journal really had me focusing on the granular, the minutia, the littlest things, because you're not doing yourself a service by saying, I am grateful that it's nice out every single day. You really want to look at, I am grateful for, like, last night I put away my laundry and today I woke up and I didn't have a laundry pile to deal with, okay? Really get granular. And I think it is, at least for me, a missed thing that when I'm thinking about things that I want to do or accomplish or projects or changes that I want to make, I only see the big boulders and forget about the little pebbles that make it happen. And the 5-minute journal just really helped me get granular and focus on those small compounding steps. Probably one of the best parts about the 5-minute journal for me, I mean, all of them are the best parts, I probably say that every time, is that there's no pressure. I can't tell you enough how much I appreciate that this is not structured as set your goals, review your steps, did you accomplish your steps, why didn't you? It really works well for at least my type of thinking patterns or mindset, that I did not feel pressure. It felt very accessible and attainable to open this up and fill things out. And I mean, for me, I just kind of I get up and I rush, and then at bedtime I'm rushing. So if I was able to have a habit for however many weeks or months that I use this journal, anyone can, because I'm not good at that. But the fact that it was no pressure really allowed me to build this journaling habit, and it truly gave me a mindset change, and I better start using this journal again. I don't know why the pages I used are falling out and fell out. It was like I used pages and then they would just fall out in chunks. I don't know if that's a 5-minute journal problem or only particular to this copy or this color. It doesn't matter. 5-minute journal, 11 out of 10 recommend. And I'm now recommending to myself that I better start using it, because in making this video, I'm realizing just how much I enjoyed and appreciated using this journal, definitely, I was gonna say pick one up, but I think they also have an app if you wanna be digital. I definitely recommend using it in your day-to-day life, or if you're working through something big. It's a very attainable way to think of the little details and make small progress towards your big goals. Thank you so much for joining me. Give it a like if you like it, subscribe if you like it, give me a like if you want me to work on having pretty writing. I think I need to get back into doing Skillshare. Thank you for being here. Have a good one. Bye. Oh, my foot's asleep. Time to make soup. Fall season.